our way onto our next flight to Seattle. How was our first flight? Pretty rough?
Yeah.
Hopefully this one won't be. We just got Chick-fil-A, so we're ready.
Hello from Seattle.
We finally made it.
We are in our rental car, which was quite the experience. You want to talk about it?
So this is the third rental car that we tried.
That we've driven.
Yeah, driven. So the first one, so we had reserved a mid-size regular SUV, and we ended up getting this rinky-dink tiny one. So I had to go up to the counter and ask to swap it. Then they brought this really nice Ford. The problem is all the controls were touchscreen, and the touchscreen did not work, and it was brand new. So I went back, and the same guy was like, let's go find a car. And so he literally just like, we like walked around, found to like look, and I ended up walking around the entire lot with him. And he was like, whatever you want to get. And he ended up helping us find a couple of vehicles.
We did finally get a car.
Which was actually the car that we were supposed to originally get.
So it all worked out.
Two different cheeses. What do you eat?
Features mac and cheese.
It's very good.
Hello, it is day 2 of our Pacific Northwest vacation tour, and we have been walking around the University of Washington's campus. Yesterday, we, after checking into our hotel, went and did a little food tour of downtown. We went to the Pike Place Market and tried out mac and cheese at Beecher's Homemade Cheese. We tried out pierogies.
Yep.
Pierogies. We tried a potato and cheese one and a hazelnut chocolate cream one at Pierogi. And then we went to the original Starbucks location.
We were surprised at how short the line was, and so we decided, let's just go ahead and try it. And it didn't take long at all. So since we were there for the afternoon kind of night, it wasn't very busy. at Pike Place, and so even though all the market areas were closed, we were still able to kind of see everything without there being tons of people getting in the way.
Which is great, because today
it was pretty crazy. We went to a cafe and it was really good. We got to see kind of the view of like the lake.
it was called Sunny Point Cafe.
Sound view. Either way, it was really good, but it was crowded, and so it was good being able to see all of that last night.
And then we walked around, was that the pier?
I think it was 57 or 37. It's one of the main piers that has like a lot of touristy stuff and with the big Ferris wheel. So that was pretty cool to see. So that was all this morning. And then after that, we got in the car and decided to go ahead and start driving around. We stopped at a conservatory kind of park in Capitol Hill area, and that was actually really beautiful. That neighborhood is very nice, at least the northern part of it. And then we drove to University of Washington, which is where we are now.
And I got a Starbucks pick me up because I was dying.
She was passing out in the car.
Today we started off with a slow morning, and while Reed got ready, I walked to get donuts. I was craving donuts. It was called Top Pot Donuts, and I got 4 different ones for us to try.
They were good,
They were good.
but you regretted it because it was hot and
It's not because it was
the hills.
hot. It was the hills. My calves are killing me already. It's only day 3. They're so sore and tight.
So after that, we checked out and we drove all the way past kind of Bellevue, which is across from Lake Washington, to Cougar Mountain, and did kind of a 3.5 mile loop down to a waterfall, which was basically dry because there's been no rain in Seattle apparently right now. And so, but that was good. It was a good kind of like walk in nature. And then after that, we drove kind of back towards Seattle and stopped on Mercer Island and ate at Qdoba.
Yeah. Now we're at Seaward Park, and parking is insane. It's apparently the hot spot to be.
Yeah, there's lots of people.
And we're about to go check it out.
we right now?
On the side of a cliff.
Yeah? How is it?
Scary.
Scary?
Yes.
Look at that mountain. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Good morning from Mount Rainier National Park. It is day 5 of our outdoor adventures.
Yesterday was pretty rough. We were very tired because we were not prepared. We drove all the way to Sunrise, which is about 2 hours away. Once we got there, we went up the kind of mountain to Mount Fremont, which had a fire tower at the top. It was kind of ridge kind of hiking, kind of loose gravel in areas, but it was a beautiful view, panoramic view of everything, and got to see a lot of Mount Rainier, which was awesome. Then we went down to the lower part where there was kind of meadows, which was your favorite.
Yeah, there were butterflies and wildflowers.
And then we went through the valley back up another mountain. We were able to see kind of a glacier and kind of the pool that's made from it, which was like beautiful.
It was so blue.
It was amazing. And then we went back and started driving back and stopped at Tipso Lake and then Groves of Patriarchs, which is beautiful because we got to kind of walk through a different type of scenery, more of a forest, the huge trees. We didn't get to see the main area, but the first part was still great. Got a good night's sleep and kind of rested. Now we're ready for the next day.
If we can handle it. We are almost to the end of our hike for the day. So we're supposed to be done in what, 3.5 hours?
Yeah, it's already like 4.5 hours into it, and we still have about another 1.5 miles to go.
It's been rough, but gorgeous.
But it's been a great.
Hello, it has been quite a while since we've made a video, so we're going to recap each day while we're currently stuck in really bad traffic, literally stop still. So on day 2 in Mount Rainier, we stayed in Paradise to hike.
So at Paradise, we were able to do this really long hike, kind of a loop that went up the mountain and then back around, which was really beautiful because it had pretty much all the different types of scenery kind of all in one hike.
It was called the Skyline Loop, and we learned afterwards that it was covered in about 15% snow, which was really interesting. It
was fun. It made it fun though.
And that's pretty much all we did that day because it took so long.
It took pretty much the whole day, but it had amazing views from the top, and just being able to see all the mountain and also all the other mountain ranges. We were able to see Mount St. Helens from where we were just because it was so clear.
The altitude was pretty high. Like it increased, like it was pretty steep. So it took all day, and then when we got back, we ate dinner at Paradise Inn again. And had us another burger and some pasta.
The theme is burgers.
Yes, that is the theme of the trip. Look, it's an engineer in his natural habitat, looking at a dam. Tell us how the dam works.
It sucks up the water, turns the turbine, pumps out power. See?
You've been engineered.
Yep.
Where you go? Okay, after Mount Rainier, we had a travel day, so we traveled up to Marble Mount, which is where we were staying in North Cascades, and we stopped at REI on the way to get some gear and groceries, and then we checked into our little North Cascades Inn at Marble Mount in the very tiny little town. And then day 1 in North Cascades National Park, we went to the Thunder Knob Trail.
And that one was pretty great. At the beginning, we were kind of along kind of a creek that kind of went into the river, and saw just a bunch of like trees, and it was nice and cool at first. And then it quickly turned into really hot once all the trees were gone, because it looked like it was where a fire had been probably years ago.
Yeah, they weren't really gone. They were more of just like the leaves
charred and
were,
burned and
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, but then once you got to the top, it was this really beautiful view of a like ice blue alpine glacier lake.
Yeah. And then after that, we went to the visitor center.
I became a junior ranger.
Yep, she got her badge.
Promised to hug lots of trees.
Yep. And then after that, we went to New Halem, which was where the hydroelectric kind of power company and dams kind of were headquartered. And there was a trail that we did. It was a trail of cedars, which was pretty nice. And then also kind of got to walk around one of the original dams that was there. And it was interesting because apparently that provides a lot of the power all the way into Seattle.
Literally, as you got out of like the car when we like parked, and you could see like the dam on one side, and then it had all of like the electric poles or whatever on the other side. And the lines, you got out and you could literally hear the electricity, like...
Yeah, you could hear the buzzing.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So that was pretty cool. And then after that, we went...
to the Ross Lake Trail.
Yeah, that's right.
And then hiked down to the Ross Lake Dam. And you could walk along the top of it, like all along the top. And so we did that. Yeah,
and it started to sprinkle a little bit. So we got a little bit of rain, finally.
Yeah.
Which kind of helped because it was been really hot. So it cooled us off. So that was really nice.
And then we hiked back up and drove back to Marble Mount. And we were planning on just eating dinner, like...
whatever
sandwiches,
we had.
Yeah. And then we got back and Reed was like, what do you think of this restaurant? Literally the one restaurant open.
Yeah.
And so we ended up going to Mondo's, a Korean American place, and it was surprisingly good.
Yeah, it was surprisingly. So
yesterday in the Cascades, we got up early and drove an hour to the Blue Lake Trailhead.
That trail, and well, really the end of it was amazing. I liked that the most out of the Cascade area. You got up there and it was just this perfect blue just lake. It's a glacial lake, so from all the snow melt, and it's surrounded by mountains. So that's on one direction. If you look the other way, you can see the entire mountain range, and it's just so much more secluded from everything else, which I think is what made it so great. Not a ton of people, and we got to kind of sit there for a while and just enjoy it, and that was nice. And you could
get closer to the lake. Like at Thunder Knob, it was just you were looking down on it. This, you could walk up and you could look down on it, or you could like go down and get closer. You could get in it if you wanted to.
Right, and then so we ate and just kind of hung out, and we saw pikas. So after that, we went down, and that was most of our day, and we decided that we're just going to go ahead and drive to Winthrop, which is basically the next town that you could say is a town. It was
like a Western like town.
Yeah, it was originally like a homestead, kind of minor town, and kind of a settlement. Kind of hub for way back in the day. And
we went and got ice cream at Sherry's, and it was so good. I got peach and vanilla. He got chocolate and chocolate chunk.
It was great.
It was great. I highly recommend.
And that drive was really nice because it was different from what we had been driving around in.
Yeah.
So then we got back and we ate dinner at the
I think it was called Upriver Grill and Tavern.
It was owned by the place that we're staying at, so that was nice. Finally got to kind of relax afterwards.
And then we drove Cascades River Road and then went to bed.
Yeah. So today we checked out from the North Cascade Inn, and drove all the way to Mount Vernon, which is on our way to the Olympic National Park. And we met up with the Vines, David and Leanna.
Shout out. Happy birthday, David.
Yep, it was his birthday today. So we met at this cool little cafe that they found. It was really good. I liked the food.
Yeah, it was called Calico.
Yeah.
There's 3 locations. Would recommend.
Yeah, so it was local. Now we are trying to make our way to Olympic National Park. However, the theme has been traffic.
It has been 6 hours now. It was supposed to be a 5-hour drive, and we are still, what, 2 hours, hour and a half away?
Probably, at least.
Yeah, like the delays around Seattle were absolutely insane. Every 10 minutes, it was like a 30-minute delay.
Yeah, just for traffic.
And then now there's been like a really bad crash, and when we were getting close to it, it gave us another route we could go around it. And so everybody's like going down this road. It's a dirt road, dust flying everywhere. And as we're driving, like everybody's coming this way is like rolling down their window, and they're like doing like this, like turn around. And we're like, what the heck? What is going on? So then finally people started rolling down their windows, and they're like, turn around, like you can't go this way, a gate is locked. And we're like, oh my gosh, are you joking?
And so we're on this road, and it's the only way to get where we're going.
And literally we're moving a little bit now,
Like
but
inch by inch.
literally we're stopped. Like just stopped.
We're still going, so it may be
Hopefully
really late by the time we get there, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be a great day tomorrow. We're finally
Hopefully.
there.